Does Cosmic Ghost Rider need to be awakened? Is his signature ability good? How many levels does his SIG actually need? Should I use a generic awakening gem on him? I get asked these questions pretty often, so I figured I'd just make a video about CGR's signature ability. Press like if this is helpful, and subscribe for more Contest of Champions and Cosmic Ghost Rider content. When CGR inflicts 5 judgments, he also inflicts a power lock debuff which lasts for 6 seconds. However, when awakened, this power lock is upgraded to a damnation debuff. Damnation has 4 different effects. First off, it power locks the opponent, which was already there, granted. Secondly, it heal blocks the opponent. Thirdly, if that's a word, it fate seals the opponent. And lastly, it deals damage over time. Okay, so why is this good? Firstly, the power lock effect is already there, but with damnation, since it's not really a power lock debuff per se, this sometimes bypasses certain abilities and nodes. For example, this Eternity of Pain Havoc is immune to power lock. But CGR can still inflict the damnation debuff, because while it does have a power lock effect, it's not really a power lock debuff. Secondly, with damnation, Cosmic Ghost Rider becomes one of the strongest buff control champions in the entire game. He's easily the best buff controlling Cosmic, even better than Venom, and he has better buff control than many Mystic champions as well, which is pretty crazy because Mystic's class identity is nullifying and preventing and removing buffs. Damnation allows CGR to fate seal all buffs from the opponent and also prevent new ones from triggering while it's active. Since he's a Cosmic champion, this also bypasses nodes that would affect Mystic-specific buff control abilities like Mystic Ward. Because of this, he's easily one of the best and fastest counters to some of the most annoying Cosmic champions in the contest. This ability alone has enabled me to solo almost every Cosmic champion in the Abyss of Legends, but I've done it faster than any Mystic champion ever could, even the mighty Dr. Doom. Damnation also heal blocks the opponent, and if you run rank 2 Despair minimum with all those armor breaks, your opponent isn't really going to heal at all. Take this Mr. Sinister for example, he's not healing from any of these crits. Lastly, the little bit of damage over time can be nice in some places. For example, Hela, if she's on her last health point after you fate seal her destructible, it'll just tick off and kill her immediately. And Gwenpool, if you have her on her last health point during her plot armor ability, let's say you throw a special 2 and it doesn't kill her, that last little bit of damage will, and that's actually kind of valuable if you're running recoil. Not the most useful ability there, but it's worth mentioning. Depending on what rotation you use, this can be applied every 10 hits, and with a certain rotation, you would only hit the opponent 6 times while they weren't power locked, heal blocked, and fate sealed per cycle. So I'd wager, personally, this is going to be very surprising, that this is a very powerful and valuable ability. It's not something that other champions can't do, but giving CGR this utility allows him to not only cover for some of your Mystic and Tech champions, but also finish their fights way faster and save you some time. This would also mean you have more available slots on your team if you are using CGR for buff control and heal blocking counters. For example, I don't really bring Clairvoyant and Warlock in my team much anymore, because in most cases I can just use CGR. Okay, so his SIG is really good. How many levels does it need? 1. At signature level 1, CGR gains all of those abilities. More levels only increase the damage over time that his damnation inflicts, which is great, but I think we're all well aware that Cosmic Ghost Rider is doing just fine on damage. Should you use a Cosmic Awakening gem on Cosmic Ghost Rider? I would say yes in most cases, especially if you want to save signature stones because it only needs SIG level 1. Should you use a generic Awakening gem on CGR? So it really depends. Personally, this is also going to be surprising. I did use a generic Awakening gem on CGR, but that's because I personally really value this ability. So if you don't see yourself intentionally using damnation in cases where you need to heal block or buff control, like if you think you'd use Mystics in most cases anyways, then I wouldn't really suggest you use a generic on CGR or even really a Cosmic. It just wouldn't be worth it for you in my opinion. If you're not going to use the ability, why enable it? Why spend stuff on it, you know? Now, if you're asking between different champions, like should I awaken CGR or Hyperion, That's a completely different question that's entirely based on your personal account, goals, progression, etc. So you're free to ask those questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to offer my opinion. But in this video, I'm not really going to tell you if he's better than other options, just like how good he is and if you should consider it. So yeah, I think Damnation is a very powerful and underrated ability that's enabled me to solo a lot of the fights in the game that I don't think he would have been able to do unawakened. A lot of people say his signature ability is useless, and I could not disagree more. Those people just kind of see CGR for kind of just a damage champion, but in my mind he has a lot of utility as well, so there's that. I hope this helps you understand the signature ability of Cosmic Ghost Rider and its many applications. If this was helpful, do me a favor by gently pressing that like button. It didn't do anything to you. Subscribe and check out the rest of the channel for more CGR content and, of course, Marvel Concept of Champions content. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely outstanding day. Take care, Summoner, and farewell.